voiceover. So this video I kind of combined 3 days to sort of catch myself up, but then I didn't get this video edited in time, so I'm technically still a little bit behind. Only a tiny bit. But anyway, this video is Inktober days 11, 12, and 13. So you're watching day 11 now. As I'm working on this, I'm kind of rethinking it a little bit. I'm second guessing myself a little bit because the way I designed my Inktober is not to have like each day be a brilliant standalone image. It's intended to like eventually compile into a comic series or like a comic episode. And I didn't realize like it doesn't necessarily, I don't know. It feels a little bit repetitive, but these characters are kind of having a back and forth conversation. So I feel like that does tend to visually be repetitive if you don't have the word balloons to see like how the plot is progressing. But anyway, I don't know. I am kind of learning from it though, because there has been in recent months a part of me that feels like I kind of have a tendency to kind of have the talking head, what they call talking head syndrome in comics, where it's just headshot, other person's headshot, back and forth. And working on this comic, this little episode this month, I'm like, yeah, I do have that a little bit. Like I think it would help to cut to something else, like a feature in the environment, or more like pulled out shots of both of them or something. But I'm just kind of mentally taking a note of that, and I'm going to apply it to future projects because I'm trying really hard not to get too involved in this project and too focused on like revising and perfecting. This is just an inking challenge. So, all right, we're moving on to day 12, and this is a pulled out shot where you can see both of them. This particular day, I did feel a little bit rushed and kind of not very steady, so this particular illustration is not one of my favorites. But what I told myself was it doesn't matter. What I've learned from making comics over the last couple of years is you're gonna have panels that don't feel great, you're not proud of them, but most of the time readers don't even notice those panels because your reader only looks at your panel for like half a second. They read the dialogue, they kind of see the art, and they move on. Some readers do go back and look at the panels, and you know, I apologize for this one if you're one of those readers. But I didn't stress too much about it. I just kind of like filed it away that I don't like this panel, and then I moved on with my life because there's no reason to get hung up on trying to make a single panel perfect when that makes the whole episode sort of stall out. If this panel was important to the plot, then it would feel like worth taking my time and kind of getting it right. But there's going to be a word balloon in here. This is kind of a little bit more exposition where you're kind of finding out what exactly this little lad has gotten himself into. So it is not an essential. Visually, it's not an essential panel. It's more there just to keep up the dialogue rhythm, if that makes sense. So, but yeah, I think it just was rushed. And so when I rush the penciling stage, that means my inking is a lot less fun. And I just feel really uncertain and clunky, I guess. Clunky is a good way to describe it. I felt very clunky inking this. But I made it through. I made it through and didn't let it stop me. So 10 out of 10 for effort. I think this might have been the first episode where I actually got out the opaque white, the Copic opaque white. First episode, first panel. First panel where I used Copic's opaque white to start correcting. I was gonna try, no, I used it earlier. I think I used it earlier, but initially I thought I would like try to not correct panels and just like leave them as they are, but some corrections are just, if I know precisely how to fix something, I'm just gonna do it. That's what I'm allowing myself to do. Alright, so we are moving on to day 13, which I did like. I had a lot of fun with this. It's a good old close-up of this wrinkly old sorcerer guy. who still doesn't have a name. I had a couple suggestions, but I have not settled on one yet. I don't know. I feel like the boy's name is Tristan, and I just love his name so much, and I am waiting until just the right name pops up for this old guy before I commit to it. Theoretically, I need to commit to it by like the end of the month when I compile all these panels into an actual comic episode. So, yeah, I got a couple weeks, but yeah, he's right now nameless still. But I had a lot of fun doing this one. I feel like it was a fun combination of like precise and loose, which is kind of my favorite way to ink, where it's like some implied areas and implied lines, but then other just really specific, precise textures, you know? Do you know? I don't know. I usually say you know because I assume you know, but I don't know if you know. Oh my gosh. Anyway, yeah, I had a lot of fun with drawing him, and then I feel like my dry brushing, when it came to like the black background, I feel like I actually got the dry brushing to work. Usually my dry brushing, that like scratchy texture, I just don't like the way it comes out. But on this specific panel, I really did like it. It was fun to do, and I think it actually kind of had the effect that I wanted. Alright, we are coming to the end of this. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope your Inktober is going well. We are almost to 1,000 subscribers. Please subscribe. We're almost there. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.